Ooh, yeah, I just did that. I just now came on here live. Shockingly enough, if you can hear me, make sure you give me like a thumbs up and let me know. I usually rarely ever come live, but I'm live today. And so I'm so excited to be on here live right now. Excuse me. I'm so excited. Okay, perfect. I'm so excited to be on here live. And I'm actually just working from home today. I have about an hour before my class. I do online courses. So I have about an hour before my class. And I just felt all week that I needed to jump on here online and just talk to you guys and connect with you. I feel like there may be some people who need to ask a question or need help with something. So that's what I'm doing today. Honestly, that's all I'm doing. Okay. So thank you guys for jumping in. I'm so happy you are here. Also, I will say, please let me know where you are from. Oh, I seen Pastoria Janice said, "Hey, boo. Hey, Life with Bree, Katrina. Yes. Hi, Bree. Hi, Candace. I'm trying to see some names that definitely look familiar. Monica. Hey, you guys. Hi, you guys. I'm so happy you're on here. So real quick, I just was wanting to hop on here and just try to answer it. So if you guys have questions, Jamaica, England, Canada, Illinois, California, I don't know how to say it, Namibia, I hope I didn't say it wrong. Memphis, Mauritius, I'm sorry, Trinidad, we have Oregon. Yeah, you guys are from all over. Zambia, North Carolina. Is it North Carolina or South Carolina song? So North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist it around you. I know that song from growing up, literally. Okay, anyways, South Africa. Okay, guys, well, you guys from a lot of different places, so it's so nice to see where you guys are actually from. I honestly, someone said, is it scary living alone? At first it was, because I was so nervous. I was like, at first I was so scared, the thought of it, like before I moved on my own. Like, if I live alone, like, am I ever going to get good sleep? Am I ever going to feel like I don't know. Am I ever going to be happy, like, by myself? And I would tell you guys, I sleep way better by myself than I actually slept at my parents' house. I actually really like living on my own. And I necessarily don't live on my own no more because I have this little dog. He's sleeping behind me in my chair. But so my dog has really came in the clutch for me, like to have something here, something around, something to take my focus off of the ministry and stuff like that. And so that's something that is just like really, really good for me. Let's see. Oh, Chelsea said the Esther fast gave her an unexpected breakthrough. Me too. Okay. Me too. So yes, I love that. Someone said that was one of my favorite songs. So yeah, it was one of mine too. We got Georgia, California, sending love from Philly. Let's see. Cynthichi said, do you still study? I'm assuming you mean like study the Bible or courses, which for both of them I do. Someone says, where's Monty? He's actually right in my chair back. You can't see him. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, you can't. He's like sleeping back behind me. He literally does this all the time. I never get to get the whole chair to myself. All right. Do you have siblings? Oh, were you always a Christian? Okay, let's start with that one. Was I always a Christian? No. Go watch my testimony video. I did not get saved until I was 19 years old. Oh, there's Monty. I didn't get saved until I was 19 years old. And then I didn't even I played around with God for like the first 2 years. So even though I was saved, I wasn't walking after God. You want to get up? Okay. Somebody else said, oh, these questions are coming in. I lost it. Gosh. Were you always, how are you do I have siblings? Yes, I have a brother and I have a sister. I'm the baby. They're the older ones. My sister, who I've put on my YouTube channel once before, she is 1 year older than me. My brother is like 4 years older than me. Let me see. How do I start a blog as well as a devotional book? Ooh, Ashley Cadet. I'm going to share a link with you real fast. So if you don't know, guys, I have a how to start a ministry with no money challenge going on right now for my ministry. You literally just sign up. You get a free workbook. I literally show you how to start it with no money. This is one of the questions I get all the time. Literally, I get this question all the time. And so I made a free resource and I gave you a free 5-day challenge where I challenge you for 5 days to make a change, and start really working towards that. So, Ashley, if you click that link, you can go sign up. And anybody else that is interested in ministry or interested in building and then this is something I will say. People think ministry is the pulpit. And that's what I used to think in the beginning. When God would tell me, I'm calling you to ministry, I would go and try to preach at all these churches and no one would let me preach. And I'd be like, God, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to preach. Like, I literally was like 2 years later, I'm like, God, you told me I was called to ministry. And pretty much what God did was, like, God said he'll give me a tree. And so YouTube has become my tree, the place I come and speak under. And I will tell you that your ministry can be a blog. I know a woman has a ministry. It's a boutique. I know a woman that has a ministry like myself. I have a blog. I know someone else and a YouTube channel. Someone else has a ministry that is all like, what is it? Let me think. Oh, it's all fitness based. It's all like fitness and health. I know I've helped so many other little ministries. So another ministry, Purpose in the Pain, there's all about, it's kind of a blog, but it's also kind of like a resource place where you go if you've been living with chronic illness, and stuff like that. And so don't think a ministry is tied to just like only this. Like a ministry is your life. So what is God is pulling on you from your life to share? That is your ministry. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. What are ways to build up faith? Hey, Jay. Ways to build up faith, I think, first off, is getting to the root of some issues in your life. Like the other day, I felt like I wanted to, like, what's the word? When I kind of want to, it's not that you don't want to talk to God, but you kind of want to push him out of a situation. You want to do the situation on your own. I was kind of doing that the other day. And so it was like a day and a half. And I just knew I needed to like get before God. So I like put my little mat down. I was stretching before I was going to bed. And I put Monty away and I finally had time to just say, okay, God, let me talk to you about this. Like, I haven't wanted to talk to you about this because I feel like your answer may be different than the answer that I want. And I'm sorry. And whatever. So I think that's the big thing first, is just getting to a place where you're like willing to talk to God and be real. Like, and that's what I had to tell him. I was like, well, God, this is the truth. Like, I want this and I like this and I like this the way it is. And I'm scared that if I asked you about it, what if you said no? And that's why I was like not talking to you. So you know what, Dad, even if you say no, okay. It's like, it took me a while to get there, but I think that's what it is. It's just being yourself with God. Like, I don't like, do I do prayers? Like someone asked, do I like pray before my fast? Of course. I pray for protection. I pray like, God, guide my heart, guide my mind. Let me not do this for flesh. Let me do this for spirit. Like, stuff like that. But honestly, I just talk to God like a real friend because I didn't grow up in the church at all, like at all. So I didn't know there was like this religious look to things. I didn't know that. And so when I started walking with God, he just showed me how to talk to him. Like it. And so that's why I think that's why prayer and time alone with God really comes kind of easier for me, because I don't say, oh, God is before my Bible with my notebook and I'm sitting there in every way possible, because I used to limit it really. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is tripping. Let me get up. I'm gonna turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. But yeah, so it's just like, it's frozen. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It keeps freezing on me, but I turn the Wi-Fi off like every device, so hopefully it will quit. Let me see. I probably missed a lot of questions, okay, guys, because these are kind of coming in fast. But okay, I'm trying to go back up. To be grateful to catch a love. Okay. Do you have a specific prayer before your fast? Yeah, I do. I guess in a way I do. I pray for protection. I pray for God to guide my heart and my mind, because that's really where the struggle is. It's not so much the stomach. Like, I'm hungry, but it's really the mind. So I ask God to guide me. And I also pray for a breakthrough, just breakthrough. Like, God, I always fast for what I want to fast for. And then God always leads me to something else. Like, I might be fasting for, one time I did a fast for a new vehicle. Like, I need a new vehicle, God. I fasted for that. And God broke me from emotional eating. I'm like, that was not what I was trying to do, but okay, thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like God breaks you from things he knows that are really going to benefit your life. All right. Oh, okay. Joseph the Garden said, I got 2 words from God that 2 people gave me, but they contradict each other. I don't know which one to believe, and it's stopping my purpose. What do I do? I asked the Spirit, but I didn't get anything. Okay, Joseph, this is what I would tell you. Quit expecting people to speak into you. Like, I'm trying to tell you for years now, if someone gives me a word, I don't need it. Because what it is get the word from God yourself. And this is what I say, when someone speaks into you, if it doesn't already confirm what God has already told you, so many times in prophets or someone has spoken to me about something, if it does not confirm something God has already told me, I don't take it. And that's just honesty, because I've learned that sometimes things aren't very true and things aren't very spot on. However, there's been times someone has spoken into my life and they have been on the T. They have been on the very hour that I was praying a certain prayer. They have known things they shouldn't have known. Okay. And so with that being said, is I know when it is someone truly being led by God. Not saying that person wasn't, but I'm saying when someone gives you a word, it should confirm already what God has told you. If they give you a word and it's so out there, like I remember one time someone gave one of my ex-boyfriends that we were going to be married in like 4 or 5 months or something. And I remember when he told me that, I was like, I don't see that. That's not confirmed in my spirit. I don't know. I'm like, I don't feel that. Like God has not told me that. So, and I told him, if that's the word you believe, okay. But I know God, when God tells me that, then I'll believe it. And things happened and it didn't even work out. And so I was like, I knew God didn't tell me that word. I knew that word wasn't for me. And so I want to encourage you that sometimes some words are not for you. And you got to make sure it's confirmed in your spirit. One person one time gave me this word. I already knew it. God already told me I was going to have a ministry and I was going to travel and I was going to speak and things like that. And someone pretty much told me one time, like, oh yes, God is going to build you up from that broken place. That's what they were kind of saying. And then they were like, oh, and you're going to minister to thousands of women. And they were going in detail, things I already knew God told me. And so they were just confirming, and I was just getting more of a faith. And that's usually what the word is meant to do. If someone prophesies to you, it's to build your faith up into something God already told you to do. And usually God sends that word because your faith is lacking. So, it's like, if I already know I'm going to be an international empowerment speaker and I'm so gung-ho on this and I'm working on it, and someone sends me a word, all it's going to do is build me up more. Like, I'm gonna be more hype, that's pretty much what it is. And so, that's what I'll encourage you. If it should confirm, like example, if someone gave you a word and said like, you need to come out of your sin, and you already felt the conviction to come out of a certain sin, but if someone gives you that word and you don't even know what the sin is, and you're like, dang, hold on. I have literally got that word before and I'm like, okay. And I've had to literally go back into the prayer room and be like, okay, God, show me my sin, so that, like, it's good to take those things to the Father. And to be patient, keep asking, but usually it don't take long to get it. I've said it, and it could be in the shower, it could be brushing your teeth. Like, God will give it to you. Like, oh, okay. Like, that's how it happens to me. It's not really when I'm super spiritual or even when I'm at church. It's only happened a few times at church. I'll say like 2 or 3 times at church. Do you experience intrusive thoughts, and does your mind thoughts ever beat you up? Heck yes. Maddie asked, do you ever experience really bad thoughts, and does your mind ever beat you up? Heck yeah, it does. I got to be honest. That's why I was sitting on the floor last night talking to God about the situation, because it was like I could feel the conviction, but I also could feel like the flesh Morgan wanting not to give God a situation. And my thoughts were like, you can't do this, and da-da-da-da, so someone said, will there be another Esther fast? Yes, they will. I fast quite a bit, but actually a corporate fast, I do it once every year at the beginning of the year. So I don't know if it'll necessarily be an Esther. It might be a Daniel next year, because last year we did a Daniel, and the year before we did a Daniel. So I don't know exactly what the Holy Spirit will lead, but I'm pretty sure there will be. Would God send us someone we aren't physically attracted to? Brianna McColo. I don't know. I'm not God. I would say no, honestly. Personally, okay, but there has been a time in my walk where I told God I didn't care what my husband looked like, as long as God seen his heart, and that was a man that was really, really great for me. You know what I mean? But I will say that Monty's getting growling. Oh, I will say that I don't know, boo. I don't know. I have definitely been on dates with men that I wasn't fully attracted to, and that never left the dock. And so I wouldn't want to waste no one's time. That's just what it is. Chelsea, thank you so much. Chelsea Hood, thank you for saying that. I got 2 words from God. Oh, I already read that. My bad. Someone said, what's included in the membership? Oh, my monthly membership. It comes with monthly bundles, monthly content. It's all about how to build a thriving ministry. So from how to start your blog, how to create freebies, how to design beautiful things, how to revamp your website, We have a YouTube bundle. We have an Instagram story bundle. Like we have everything about building your ministry online. So that's what it is. Every bundle comes with 5 or more video tutorials. There's behind the scenes. They get monthly bonuses like stock photos and images that I like that I think would really go good for many different ministry brands and stuff like that. They get videos and live chats with me and stuff like that. So pretty much what we're doing now, but they're just like we all can chat with each other and we're all like talking and stuff. So it's really fun. And I love the membership. Where are you from? I love your accent. I am from Oklahoma. I grew up in Southeast Oklahoma. It's like a small town. I am Choctaw and I'm also African American. So Choctaw's Indian if you didn't know that. But so I'm Indian and Black. And so I grew up very country. Let's see. How do you motivate yourself each day for being productive? I struggle with it. Boo, I struggle with it too. Why do you think I'm drinking some coffee right now? I struggle with it. That was he's so scary. That was Mama. I did that. That was Mama. He's like, oh my God. When he's sleeping, hey, it's okay. That was me. I'm sorry. When he's sleeping and he hears a noise, he gets crazy. Come here. Come back up here. Come here. Okay. Yeah. That was me. Oh gosh. Okay, let me see. Once. No. Okay, so what were we talking about? I don't know if he's gonna stop. No. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, you guys. All right. Sorry about that. He's mad. Okay. 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 I'm trying to scroll up because I was reading somebody's messages. I don't know what we were talking about. Anybody remember what we were talking about? Okay, let me see. I'm gonna scroll up. Oh, how do you motivate yourself? I don't know how I motivate myself. I listen to a lot of upbeat music. I listen to music that inspires me. There's a song by Panic at the Disco right now that I'm crazy about. It's like, gotta have high hopes for a living. I don't know. I listen to songs like that. I listen to like Christian rap too. I just listen to a lot of music that builds me up. Like literally me and Monty, we jam out a lot during the day. Also too, I think it comes from my morning time too though. Like in the morning, I get my heart right, get my mind right. But also I try to like write out things I know I need to focus on for the day. I never just like, well, I won't say never. That's a lie. I don't gonna say never. That would have been a lie. I try my best not to just start the day and not know what's going on. I always like to make sure I take time in the morning to make sure I have a very productive day. Also, I run a ministry and I run a lot of things. And so I have to make sure I'm moving the needle forward. And so I will say I'm productive because I ain't got no other option to be. That's just what it is. I don't have another option. Like if I don't do it, it won't get done. If I don't record a video, if I don't sit here and outline a video, it won't be recorded. And if it don't get recorded, it don't get uploaded. If I don't write a blog, I can't get it to my editor. And if the editor don't get the blog, then the blog ain't gonna go up. And then ladies in the ministry ain't gonna get no blog. And they're gonna be asking where the blog is because it's happened before. So I feel like I don't have an option. And two, I think it's responsibility. When God gives you a vision and he gives you something, you just have to be responsible and take on the reins of it. Just like example, if it's a new mother, you have a new level of responsibility. Even if you want to run from it or not, that sucker's there. And so that's kind of how I look at my ministry is my baby. Like it's my responsibility to take care of. And it's just something I have to do. So even if I want to sleep in and start work later on a particular day, that means I'm going to be working later. So if I start at 12, I'm not going to get off until like 7 or 8 or 9. But if I start work at 8, I can get off about 5. Even though I work from home, there's breaks in between. I have a dog, and I've got to go do certain things. But, that's kind of how I look at it. And so it's just like, this is what I say. If you don't work, you don't eat. If I don't work, I will not eat. And so I have to put in the work because this is my full-time job. So I can eat. So that's kind of how I look at it. All right. Someone said, what's your biggest challenge with being a single woman of God in such a time like this? My biggest challenge is my purity. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really challenge. I don't really struggle with purity, but like I did in the beginning. I used to be like, oh gosh, like, am I gonna make it and stuff. I don't really struggle no more. But I noticed, it really does like clear out all the bad people, like all the bad men that try to like pursue me and stuff. It does. It really does. And so it's good, but it also does make things harder because when I finally tell a guy like that, some of them are really good men, and they're like, okay. But then there are some men who say okay, but then they think it's a game. Like, oh, well, I wanna be the one, to like, I don't know. It's just weird. But then there are men who are perfectly fine with it, and that embrace that. And we could date a year plus, and that would be fine. But I will say my biggest struggle with singleness, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. I want my ministry. I want my dreams sometimes more than I want a man. Let me be real. And it shows a lot because when, example, like a man wants to pursue me or wants to go on a date with me, sometimes I'm not willing to because I don't want to put my dream on hold for a second, or I'm working on things and I don't want to stop. So I will say it's me. I can't lie. I can't say it's all these men. No, some of them probably are really great men, but a lot of times it's me. But I will say I know that I will not like openly be putting a man on my channel, openly be putting a man on my Instagram until he's my husband. That stuff I'm going to keep private, just honestly. And so that's just something I want to say that to you guys. I will share once that thing opens up and everything like that. But I do like to keep that. I want to keep that private because in the beginning I didn't. And it really came to bite me in the butt. It really did. And two, it's like God has given you wisdom. And so I know like I'm going to keep that private. And all that. So that's all. Okay, let's see. I've been Someone said someone says a little bit louder. He is loud. Okay, let me see real quick. How do you feel about being rejected for a job that you felt God had for you? Is this rejection's God way of showing you the road was not what he wanted for you? Yeah, I just truly believe I've definitely been rejected from things. I say if you got rejected, it just wasn't, your name wasn't on it. Even if you felt like that wasn't for you. That's just what it is. Because if what's for you is for you, no one can come and get it. Even if someone got it, they'd be gone within a day, or that person didn't work out and then you get the job or something. No, what's for you is for you. And so I would just encourage you to move on to the next, say, okay, God, thank you. You probably blocked me. I bet you this next one is going to have a better pay and it's going to be an even better job, better than this one. And so that's what I would say. All right, let's see. Yeah, Monty definitely has something to say. Do you always know when God speaks to you, or do you sometimes think it's your thoughts? How do you know the difference? Okay, yeah, in the beginning, I definitely felt, hold on, plane's going by. Okay. So I definitely did in the beginning. I felt like this is all me. This is all me. But I will say, I know when God speaks to me is because it says it like the word, his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So when God speaks to me, it's not like, Morgan, go do this. It's not like that at all. It's in my heart, mind. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. So what it is, it's just like I can be washing dishes, let's say, and I'm watching something on YouTube, and I might be just watching a YouTube or a vlog or one of my videos and critiquing it, but I'm washing dishes, and then I will hear, let's see, let me think of an example. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll hear something about my sister, and it will say like something beyond what I even thought about my sister. I could be thinking like, oh, I love my sister, whatever. I won't even be thinking about my sister. Let me just say that. And then it will turn into when she steps into her purpose, or when she's in her purpose, she is going to be, and it's just like, I get all this word. So I know that's not for me. That's for my sister, right? I know that wasn't me because I wasn't thinking about her. I wasn't knowing nothing about this word. I wasn't conjuring up this word, So that could be an example. Or another example, like I could be in the shower. I could be thinking about my next video idea. I could be thinking like, God, I want, what's the next word you have for me? Like, it's not very clear, blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes I'll get this one quotable. It will be like a quote, like, girl, yes, you can. Or it'll be like something like that. It will just be a quote or scripture. And then I know where my whole word is coming from. And so I know that's from God because I didn't think of that. I couldn't think of that. I couldn't figure that out. And so that's another way also too. I think just scripture and like getting revelation. I don't always expect God to speak to me. What I do expect though is to get revelation on God. And so a revelation for my life. So I'm not always looking for God's word. Actually, not at all. It just happens. And I think that's why it's like the spirit flows. And so just like we breathe every moment and we don't really pay attention to our breathing, that's kind of like the word of God. It's always there. It's just when we finally like pay attention or we're quiet enough. In the beginning of my walk, God used to speak to me a lot at night. I would literally be laying in bed like, why can't I sleep? And then all these words about me when I was living in sin still would come. And I remember I would be like things I wouldn't even have dreamed of, things I wasn't even focused on. I wasn't even thinking about Jesus first off. So things that would happen to me, I'd be like laying there, like seeing myself preaching, seeing myself speaking, laying there, seeing myself helping somebody or help. And I'd be like, where is this coming from? But with time, I realized, God would speak to me in the night. He'd speak to me in the evenings when I was really relaxed. Now it's not quite like that. It's just whenever, I guess, whenever. And so that's kind of what I would say about that. It's kind of hard to answer. I'm sorry. Ashley Cadet, I don't exactly know what that dream means, but it sounds like an overflow, like I guess. I don't know. I can't tell you what that means because I truly don't know. How do you make other Christian friends and defeat the feeling of loneliness? Ina Harris, I'm not like the best person to tell you this. I only have like 3 friends. I only have one. Well, I have like 3 friends here in the city I live in. And then I have obviously more from back at home where I'm from originally. I think you just be a friend. Like, I don't think like I was looking for Christian friends. It's just like I found one friend at the church. I found another friend out to eat one time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's just being yourself and being authentically you. And honestly, I have been friends in college with one of my greatest friends in college was a Muslim, and she wore her hijab and everything. And me and her were great friends. We literally felt like we were kindred spirits. She came to my when I launched my ministry, she came there. She got so blessed by that. To this now, she no longer like wears her hijab and everything. But it's just like I just was her friend. I didn't care that she was Muslim. I didn't care. She couldn't influence me because I was grounded in God and I couldn't influence her. So I wasn't trying to be like, oh, hopefully I, get her saved. That's my goal for everybody. But I wasn't trying to like say like Jesus Christ loves you. I didn't care to do that. I cared to be me and show the love of God. And that really was just what happened. I was just her friend. And we just turned out to be really great friends, like kindreds. We literally said kindred spirits because we were just like so I love Hafsa, but yeah, it was just so I will say I was just a friend. I was just myself. And also I was grounded in my personal walk with God that I knew no matter what came on my way, I'd have my own experiences with God. Like no matter if someone could come and be like, show proof Jesus wasn't real. I'm like, I've had my own personal experiences with God that no one could ever take away from me. No one could. No one. That was personal. And so that's kind of what I would say. Girl, you wasn't digging him. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I know that you've overcome. Gosh, this is like moving fast. I missed that. I don't know where it went. Do you think that God will show you a vision or dream of your calling even before you're ready or released to step into it? Destiny Pendleton. Yes. Yes, he will. I don't know if he'll do it for everybody, but I know he definitely did it for me. Like I said, I was living in sin. I was 19 years old. I was living with a boyfriend. I was just barely saved, barely new and saved. I was not looking for God at all. I was not looking for him. I was having sex. I was smoking weed. I was getting drunk every weekend. I was going to the clubs and everything when God gave me the vision for my life. And guess what? It scared me. And I thought that can't be me because I never thought to preach. Like when you're living in sin and you've never seen a woman preacher before, you don't think you a preacher. Like you're like, I don't want to get on those stages. That don't even make sense. I didn't want it. And so obviously I ran for more years from it. And so I was not ready. And I think that was so powerful when God showed me that. Like, I think he showed it to me because I would have never conjured that up for myself. Like, and I know to this day, like the things I do today, I never thought of this. I never even knew this was possible, first off. And so it's like God put that vision in my heart to show me it was possible. And so that's what I would say. Yeah, he will. Where I bought my bag. I don't know. Oh, my purse. Oh, it's by Teddy Blake, but I didn't buy it. It was sponsorship. Um, Hi Morgan me. Do you think that God will show? Oh, okay, I already answered that. Can you be queer and Christian, Morgan? God loves me, but other Christians judge me. Um, Queer is gay or homosexual, right? I'm thinking. I don't want to judge. Or not. I don't want to judge. I don't want to get that wrong. Or is that bi? Yeah, I don't know. I know queer is like homosexual or something. Can you be that and can you be a Christian? What I will say about that is God does love you. He does love you. And don't think that that thing can say, oh, God does not love me. God hates me and whatever. No, God loves you. And if you are still here on this earth, then God is going to continue to pursue you. Just like you may be queer, there was a point in my time where I was actively having sex with multiple people. And my sin was no different than yours. We both were operating in a different light than what God had for us, a different path. And so just like God pulled me out of that place, set me into a new area and gave me a new word, gave me a new heart, gave me a new transformation. He changed my life, literally. Just like God did that for me, I know he can do it for you. And no, I'm not judging you. No, I'm not judging you because guess who's going to judge you? God is, not me. I won't judge you at all because truthfully, I was in your same position. Maybe it wasn't homosexuality, but it was pretty close. I ain't going to lie, y'all. Your girl was trying to dibble and dabble into a lot of stuff back then. And so I was in your same place in a way. And so if God can pull me out of that, he can definitely pull you out of it. And so I'll encourage you that it's not so much if God pulls you out, it's that do you want to change? Do you not even like that, but do you want to see your life change? Do you see better for your life? In a way, is there hopes and dreams you have for your life outside of that stigma, outside of homosexuality? Like take homosexuality off of you as who you are, whoever you are. If you're a daughter of God, if you're just a woman, what is that? Who are you without that label? You know what I mean? Who do you see yourself without that label? Because I know for a long time, for me, I labeled myself as something also. And when God stripped the labels away, I was just me, and the real Morgan got to come out. And so that's what I would encourage with that. When you live a life of conformity, what is your suggestion to find your true self? Monica Crenshaw. Monica, I think the biggest thing is getting to know Jesus Christ, because I think it's in God, and it says it in Hosea, where he will take you alone for many days, and he'll court you, and he'll tell you new things, and he says you can't, and you have to be alone, and you can't go be with men. Pretty much, you can't go be with other gods, other things you've idolized in your life. You got to let those go, and he'll court you, and he'll tell you new things about you. And that's kind of what God did with me. He courted me. He took me and put me in a place in a way where I was in the wilderness. I literally said I was thirsty. Like I was ready to get into the arms of another man. And I will say I was in college. I was on campus. There was many men and none of them would literally pursue me. Like I literally was begging for a man, like, come on, just pursue. And it literally was like, no man would even look at me. Like no man would even make eye contact with me. And I'd be like, what the heck? Like, and it was really because God was taking me through that season of change. And I'm so grateful that no one did. No one did. Let's see. She's an ex-lesbian. Who, me? I'm an ex-lesbian? Nah. Okay. But let me see. Thank you so much. I love your content so much. I've been nervous about your views on this because you minister to me. You answer warm my heart. Thank you. Well, honestly, I just have to answer from my honest, the honesty of what the word says also, but the honesty of me as a human. I think I think true love, and I know this from the word of God, is not about how you do everything perfectly. That's not true love. True love is when you can do something outside and God still loves you. And that's why we're all here, because we have done things way outside of the boundaries of what God has called us to do. We've went way out and he has still loved us, and he has loved us so good where we're like, you were so good. I'm going to get inside of your boundary now because you've loved me so well. So that's kind of how it is for me. Do you have any advice on how to deal with generational curses? Cocoa kisses. Yes, I do. Cocoa kisses, I would say first prayer and ask the Holy Spirit to show you those curses. What are those curses? And then you want to cut those things off. And that is another prayer, which I guess it can say kind of like spiritual warfare. But what you want to do is you want to make sure, for example, there has been many generational curses in my family tied to alcoholism. Many. On my mother's side, on my father's side, people have died through alcohol. It's just a lot. Okay. And so guess what? When God called me, he called me with action. I prayed about it, but he told me, you don't drink alcohol anymore. No more. For the rest Even on your wedding day, whoever want to drink alcohol, girl, you be over there drinking some sparkling grape juice or something. Like, no. And that was a way that I had personally broke the generational curse of that off me and off of my this new line coming through. So that's what I would say. Ask God and he will show it to you. Any advice for Christian girl high school students? Man, I will say I'm proud of you. When I was in high school, I was not a Christian and I definitely wasn't looking for God. But also too, I didn't get saved until I was 19. So in high school, I was living a whole nother life as a high school student, you know. So I will say, just continue to seek God, continue and take the barriers off. I get a lot of message from women sometimes and they're like, I don't know if God is speaking to me. I don't know. Da, da, da. And it's like, boo, that's probably why. It's because you so like, oh God, you so scared to live. Like, that's one thing about me is like, for the longest, even for my YouTube channel, I was so scared to come on here and like play certain music. I was so scared to show certain personal sides of myself. And like, I was so scared to come on here with makeup at one time. Nails done. I was just so scared because people were just like always coming at me. And I realized like, and God pretty much said, Daddy, you think I care about your nails? Like, you think I'm not focused on your heart? Like, I care about your heart. I care about the inside reflecting the outside. So it's like, okay, if you feel like you need to get your nails done once in a while because you need to be a little pampered, you know, you need to go relax a little bit, go ahead. But with that being said, like, don't live your life. Like, I feel like one thing about me, I think, is that's probably why God does speak to me so freely, because I don't have a box on my walk with God. I don't say, oh, only in devotion God can speak to me. Only when I'm praying, God is happy with me. No, God is happy with me all day. And when he's not, trust me, he let me know. I feel it in my spirit. I get the conviction. And I think it's just living. And I would tell a high school student, you live out the light of God. And I feel like when we live scared and timid, we are downing or dimming our light. But when we're happy, when we're just being our true, authentic self in God, our light shines so bright. And so I would say if I could go back and be in high school first, I would have been saved. Okay, I would have been saved. And then also too, I just would have lived. I would have lived my life. And it probably not quite the way I was living it then. I ain't gonna lie. But I would have lived and I would have continued to make friends. I still would have been in my sports. I still would have been doing everything I was doing, except a few other things for sure. But I would have just enjoyed myself. I would have enjoyed myself and I would have lived my life. I enjoy myself a lot. And I try to show certain things now on Fearless Fridays and stuff, like behind the scenes and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff I do. Ministry takes up a lot of my life. I ain't gonna lie, it does. But you better believe I'm making sure, like just like today, I'm working today because I'm off all weekend. I'm traveling, going home to my family. I'm going to be away from everything. I'm going to go eat out. I'm going to just have a good time. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, have fun. Life is so short. If I could tell any woman, 20s, teens, whatever, life is so short and just enjoy yourself. People get mad at me all the time. They're like, oh, you shouldn't put this song on your story. And I'm like, but that song, it makes me feel so hyped. That song inspires me, you know? And so it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. And so it's just like all those things like that. So I just personally like, just live your life. Okay, you guys, I have literally like 5 minutes before my class starts. So I'm going to answer as many last questions as I can. But lastly, let me say real quick before I go answer all these questions, if you are somebody who is really, really interested in ministry, I just dropped the link again. Click that link. It's free. All you do is sign up. It's no money to you. You get a free workbook. It's how to start a ministry with no money. You also get 5 days of messages from me. I'm just going to message you tips on how to start with no money. Just showing you how I started. And I get this question a lot. And so I decided to make it free for you guys because I don't ever want the lack of money to hold you back from going for your vision. Don't let the lack of money hold you back. No. Don't let the lack. No. The only thing that should hold you back is Jesus. Jesus would be like, hold on. That's it. Don't let lack of money. Don't let circumstances. Don't let it ain't the right time. Don't let obstacles hold you back. So that's why that sucker is free. I'm going to put the link again, boo. Get on it like right now. If you have felt the call to ministry, create a blog, start a YouTube channel, start online sharing in a Facebook group, start on Instagram stories, start on just Pinterest, whatever. This is for you. It is free. Don't wait on nobody but Jesus because you do not want to let money the lack of money hold you back. I tried to do that and God would be like, nope, you better go preach under a tree. You better go figure it out. Like he would not, like every time I'd be like, I don't got the money. He'd be like, you still can create. I literally 2 years before I even had the money to launch my ministry, I was already learning about my ministry. Every time I'd like, God, I need money to launch this. He would not provide for the money because I was in college. He wouldn't provide the money, but he would provide new insight. He would provide new technique. He would provide new blog ideas. So I would have rewriting all these blog posts, even didn't even have a blog yet. Man, I want to tell you, I had like, when I launched my ministry, I had like 8 free resources, like 3 ebooks, 6 blogs. Like I was ready because I've been working with God. Like, don't let money stop you, boo. Don't let money stop you. Okay, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Someone said, "Are you dating?" I said earlier, I'm keeping all that stuff to myself until I'm married. So I might come on here in a video once in a while and be like single woman and stuff. I'm gonna keep calling myself a single woman until I'm married. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. So y'all ain't gonna know nothing, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm keeping that to myself, y'all. I've learned the hard way in the past. So, and so that's kind of just how I've handled that now. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm still going to continue to empower you guys and all, but relationship, dating, any of that stuff, personally, I'm gonna give as much advice on it as I can, but I'm gonna keep that personal and private to myself. And then when I do get married, then I'll just hop up on here and be like, "Hey, y'all married." That's kind of just how I've been led to do that. Okay, let's see. One more question. How do you stay motivated while working your 9 to 5 and doing YouTube? I have a strong desire to work for myself, but I get discouraged some days. Culture by Nick, I will say, if you never have a plan to leave, you will never leave. That is what motivated me. So, for example, I've worked a 9. Besides, I've only been working for myself for about 5 months now. But before that, I've worked a 9 to 5 for years, and I worked for many different things. I did like from public school to nonprofit sector to another public school, and in the office in a cubicle. I've done it all, and the whole time I was running my ministry. And so I've only been doing this for by myself for 5 months full time. But before this, it was just, a 9 to 5. I did it on the weekends. I did it when I got home from work, things like that. And so I will say I always had a plan. So for example, I always had a plan. Like I don't know how to explain that in a way. Like I can explain to the later years, but now in the beginning, I knew no matter what job I was working, every day I would come home, I would give myself an hour break where I'd chill, relax, put on some comfy clothes. And after that hour, I would get into my ministry. But also, I don't have children. So that was a little different. It might be different for other people. But that's what I would do. When I was in college, I would tell myself after all my classes were over, I would give myself 1 hour of like chill time, and chill. And then before I would go to the cafeteria to eat dinner with my friends, I would give myself another hour to focus on my ministry. I did that in college. And so me putting all that focus, and then I eventually got out of college. And this last year, I just seen my income. And my job brought me in, and I said, now I need to make sure that my YouTube channel covers that income. It's pretty much all I said. And so the closer I kept putting in work, I kept challenging myself. I kept pushing myself, stretching myself. And the first few months that it did cover that income, I got all excited. And then there was 1 month it didn't. And I'm like, man, I'm not ready. But also I got a word from God, and God pretty much told me, you're going to go into full time soon. And he told me that in June. No, he told me that in May or June. And I went in full time in September. And so that really was a blessing. Really, it was a blessing. And so I will say, if you don't have a plan to leave, you will never leave. So make a plan. Say, okay, I've got to get this thing up and running. I've got to get this sustained. I got to get this needle moving. Make a plan, because that plan is what's going to get you to leaving. And if I didn't have a plan back in the beginning of 2020, I made a plan in the beginning of 2020. I worked that plan. So example, I knew I needed to sell this many things. I knew I needed to create a new course. I knew I needed to do these things, right? These were things I knew I needed to do. I knew I needed to get more subscribers to make sure that my income went up on YouTube. So I knew I needed to make sure I was putting out better quality content. And it just all worked out. And I will say, you do what you can do. And then when you can't do any more, you put it in God's hands. That's what I had to do. Literally, I was ready to go full time in like July. And I just didn't know what else to do. I was like, God, I'm so ready. And it's like, I wouldn't make it enough. I didn't have it enough. And so finally I just gave up, and I was like, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. But you know what? I'm just going to take the pressure off to go full time. And then within like 4 weeks after that, I put in my 2 weeks notice at my full-time job. And so it was really good. Yeah. So you guys, I hope I blessed you with this live. Be sure, if you're someone interested in ministry, Monty is awake now. We probably got to go for a little walk before my class. But Be sure, guys, you go ahead and you check out that if you want to start your own ministry. Also, be on the lookout tomorrow. It is Fearless Friday. So you're going to get a video for Fearless Friday, which I need to be editing that video. I ain't going to lie. But anyways, we love you. Monty, you want to say bye to the clan? Bye to the squad? Tell them. Tell them bye. He's so loud and ornery, but he seems so quiet, but he's so loud. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I was not able to get to any of some of your messages. I hope that, you guys, if you have questions for me, you check me out at my blog, hisdaddy'scloset.com. And last but not least, go get on that freebie. Get that freebie, guys, because I'm not going to tell you. People will tell you the same time I put into my paid products, I put into my free products because I love you guys and I don't want money to stop you from going for your dreams. And so you're going to see like, dang, this looks like a paid product. It probably should have been, I ain't gonna lie, but it's free right now. So go ahead and check that out. Love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, you guys. I don't even know how to get out of here. I gotta go to class. Bye.